Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon in Europe. Welcome to our today's webinar on the destination of Costa Rica and our product offer at ARA Tours. My name is Sandra Haun. Nice to meet you. And I'm in charge of the product and sales department at ARA Tours. I'm actually very happy we can talk again about traveling to Costa Rica and how exactly this will look like in these times. First of all, I would like to do a short sound check. Can everybody hear me? If some of you maybe could just write down in the question tool if you can hear me well, so I know that everything is working good. I can see loud and clear. Okay, perfect, thank you. So in the course of the presentation, if you should have any question, please just write it down in that question function and we will come back to them at the end of the webinar. In general, I'm always happy to receive your feedback. You can always write me on sales@aratours.com. So let's get started. Today, we will be talking about why is Costa Rica a perfect destination to travel, particularly now. Then we worked on 4 different Costa Rica itineraries following some tendencies or topics we think could have a strong demand, especially in the following month. When is the best time to travel to Costa Rica? This is always a very important question and also a good opportunity for us to inform interested clients about Costa Rica. What details do we have to put special attention on when it comes to travels in September and October this year? Then I would like to give you a short overview on the ARA Tours product and also tell you where and how you can find all the details you need to know. Last week, Daniel gave us already a good insight into the hygiene protocols which apply upon arrival at the airport and also during the trip. Today, I would like to bring that down a little bit more to practice because I'm sure that will be an important question also of our future clients. How can I imagine a trip to Costa Rica in times of Corona? And last but not least, I'll show you where on our website you may find daily updated information. So, why would we recommend Costa Rica as a travel destination now, after, or let's say even still within this pandemic? Well, it's a country where visitors come to experience pure nature. They want to get to know the tropics, the different climate and vegetation zones. They want to observe animals, enjoy beautiful views, maybe from that hanging bridge, or just enjoy a multicolored sunset on the beach. And all that is quite the opposite of what we've lived in the past month, which was in many cases limited space, maybe monotony, eventually boredom, or at least only very few new experiences in nature. So it's very possible that people are extremely fond to live this kind of holidays with a pure nature experience in the following months. During a trip to Costa Rica, you will enjoy outdoor activities. No matter if you like walking or hiking or some more adventurous activities like zip lining or rafting, all of these activities take place outside in fresh air, green surroundings, so there is almost no risk of contagion. We are mostly in low populated areas, so everybody can calm down, let all the stress fall apart, and think again on yourself, on the here, on the now, and hopefully refuel energy for the future. Costa Rica has always been an individual travel destination, and this type of travels will most probably also be the type of travels we can start again with. You are only in the company of your own social bubble, as they say here. They call the nearest family over here like that in the context of the pandemic. So you have the freedom to travel where you want, at your own rhythm, and following your own interests. There is no over-tourism in Costa Rica. It's not a mass destination. Even in the last years of steady growth in the tourist arrivals, it have been very few moments in the year and very few locations where people really felt that there were a lot of other tourists around. And we've actually always proposed alternative destinations in our itineraries with less visitors and a more authentic experience than in these most visited spots. So from now, there will definitely be less visitors for quite a time. And this means that the ones who do come over will definitely find again lonely beaches and authentic local communities. And in the end, a good medical care will do all the difference, I think. People need to be sure that just in case there is a proper health infrastructure, as it is the case in Costa Rica. Everybody knows that hygiene protocols have been created, but it's now all about implementing and really applying them. And this is something we do have a big advantage in Costa Rica. You know, we have our own national sustainability certificate, and the whole tourism sector is very committed to this program. And to be certified, you have to implement a huge number of processes and protocols concerning sustainability and security. So we are used to these protocols and know how to implement them in our different businesses. Later on in that presentation, you will hear some more about the topic of the protocols. Now, let's go to these 4 itineraries I've mentioned before. There are some tendencies in tourism that have existed before Corona, but which probably will be far more important in this new context we're all living in. The first one is wellness, well-being, which is something more and more people will want to experience during their holidays. They will see their holidays from a more holistic point of view. They don't want to get to know Costa Rica only, but also eat healthy food, do some exercise, enjoy a massage, take time for yourself, your thoughts, your body, and all that is actually part of this wellness itinerary. All of our proposals are self-drive itineraries for a 2-week stay, but of course we'll be able to adjust these itineraries if you prefer another type of transportation or shorter duration. But from the beginning, we propose them like this. The wellness itinerary starts in the retreat in the town of Atenas, a place with one of the best climates in the world, they say. So actually a perfect place to start with. This package includes full board at the retreat, a spa treatment, a healthy cooking class, and a guided walk. And from there, we take over the rental car and continue towards the Arenal volcano. But before, we make a stop at El Silencio Lodge at the foot of the Poás volcano. Also a beautiful property with waterfalls, its own vegetables and herbs garden, and an especially personalized service with an eco concierge taking care of the whole stay of each couple or family. Here we include a Poás healing massage with hot lava stones. In La Fortuna, we included the famous Tabacon resort because of its especially beautiful hot springs. And even the hotel has undergone a makeover within the last 2 years, so it looks now fresh and modern again. Here we stay 3 nights in order to have enough time to discover the huge activity offer in the area and still have time to enjoy the hotel installations. Rio Perdido is a less known but a very nice luxury lodge on the shore of a thermal river in the area of Guanacaste, a very special place to enjoy nature with a whole adventure park on the hotel property. And at last, we spent some days at the beach. We chose Nosara as a renowned place for yoga and surf lovers with amazing wild beaches and a relaxing atmosphere. The last night is near the airport at Hotel Alta with a nice pool, a very good restaurant. For those who come more for eventually the younger ones, the couples or friends visiting Costa Rica to feel some adrenaline while enjoying nature, we thought of a special adventure itinerary. This one is more in comfort class hotels. The first one was more first class hotels. So this one middle class, let's say comfort class hotels, and goes from the interior of the country towards the Atlantic coast, finalizing south of Puerto Viejo de Limón, a town with some nightlife and that special Caribbean flair many visitors are looking for. We stay the first night near the airport at Hotel Buena Vista in Alajuela. Here, we take over the rental car directly at the hotel and continue straight away towards the northern volcano Rincón de la Vieja and Hacienda Guachipilín, where the adventure starts. There are some spectacular waterfalls on the property of Hacienda Guachipilín, and so we get familiar with local customs and visit one of them on a horseback ride. And of course, there will still be enough time to also do the circle walk in the national park. Afterwards, we continue towards the Cloud Forest and also Cloud Forest Lodge, where the visit of the hanging bridges is definitely a must-see. Then we drive around the Arenal Lake and arrive at the foot of the conic volcano. We propose a stay at the Arenal Paraíso Resort with its own hot springs and even other adventure activities on the same property. Here we have a canyoning tour included in the package. And then we continue to the very north of the country to the small village of Boca Tapada, where some amazing jungle lodges are located and offer virgin forests and a lot of wildlife. From there we visit Sarapiquí, where rafting tour is planned, which is also a well-known highlight here in Costa Rica. And in the end, as I said, some relaxing days at the Caribbean coast, where our hotel Namuwoki Lodge included the dinners in this special package. In general, I can say that we achieved some very good added values with the providers included in these packages. So you will see that the price performance ratio is quite attractive. Let's continue with the next huge topic, family travels. We've noted along the last years a steadily growing interest in families who would like to pass their holidays together, living some extraordinary, something they can remember a long time, and something to really enjoy the whole family. In Costa Rica, we have so many pro-family activities and experiences, which really makes it a perfect destination for families with children of almost all ages. And we do have many families of 4 and even 5 who come over and spend the time of their life here in Costa Rica. For this itinerary, we also chose comfort class hotels, most of them with a pool, taking into consideration that the distance from one to the next location is not too big to avoid long trips in the car. And of course, packing a lot of activities and adventures in the round trip. We start at Hotel Trip Sabana in San Jose, which offers a very nice family suite. That's why we chose that hotel. From there, Mawamba Lodge from Tortuguero picks up the family. I saw that Tortuguero isn't marked in the map. It's in the very northeastern part of the country. So Mawamba Lodge picks up the family in the morning for the first transfer tour by bus and boat towards the remote area of Tortuguero. And there the adventure really starts in the lodge's garden with many animals and plants to discover. And also the animal observation from the boat is of course easy and also exciting. Many families come over during their summer holidays in July, August, and therefore they are actually able to assist the turtle nestling, which takes place in these months. From there, we take over the rental car in Guapiles after the package and start the individual part of the tour at the southern Atlantic coast near Puerto Viejo de Limón. This is a first stop to relax and enjoy with a nice sandy beach directly in front of the hotel. We also included a visit to the Cahuita National Park, which is a nice mix of jungle and beach, also with a lot of wildlife to spot and observe. From here, we continue towards the interior of the country to Sarapiquí, where we stop at an organic family farm that grows tropical fruits. And of course, we also take part in a cacao tour, very important topic. From there, it's only about 2 hours to the Arenal volcano, where we stop by at Arenal Paraíso again and its own hot springs. Here we included a walk on the ancient lava fields on the foot of the volcano, and we visit Ecocentro de Anaus, where the children and also the adults, of course, can hear about reforestation and again spot small animals like butterflies and frogs, some reptiles. And at the end of the trip, we propose a 3-night stay on the northern Pacific coast at Hotel Bahía del Sol, a small family-style hotel directly on the sandy beach of Potrero. The last night of the trip is planned at Hotel Buenavista near the airport. And at last, we can't drop the extraordinary boutique hotels we luckily have in the country, and we will suggest an itinerary along the best of them with nice 3-for-2 offers and therefore also an excellent price-performance ratio. We start the itinerary in San Jose at Hotel Grano de Oro, where we stay 2 nights and enjoy a 1-day excursion to the Irasu volcano and a coffee plantation around Turrialba. From Hotel Grano de Oro, we take over the rental car and drive towards the southern Pacific coast. Here we stay at Cura Design Villas. That's the hotel actually with this amazing view on the Pacific from the infinity pool we just saw in the first picture. In this area, we included a cultural tour meeting some women from the Boruca tribe who do weaving art and produce masks. And of course, you have more time for other excursions, such as a whale watching tour or a boat trip through the Sierpe mangrove forests. And you might even go for a tour to the Corcovado National Park if you would love to. And from there, we go up again towards the cloud forest in Monteverde and Hotel Senda Monteverde, a very sustainably operating boutique hotel with its own protected cloud forest reserve and walking trails. Again, we wanted to offer a mixture of luxury hotels and cultural experience, so we included a visit of a local family farm near Monteverde, interesting insight into local everyday life in Costa Rica. And from the cloud forest, we continue towards the Arenal volcano, where we also visit one of the new boutique hotels, Amor Arenal, which opened its doors last year. You can see a picture of that hotel in the 4th picture from the left. You can see quite tropical it looks and a lot of vegetation around. Again, 3 nights there to enjoy the local activities and also the hotel installations. And our last location is Nosara and Lagarta Lodge with its amazing views over the reserve and the coastline. So I hope you like these proposals, and now it comes to where you can find them. Just click on our main website, aratours.com, on the 3rd button, Discover Costa Rica Now. And then you will get to these 4 itineraries, choose one of them, the one you would like to see in detail, and then you can click on the red button Partner Program, and that button leads you directly to our Latin Connect product platform, where you find all the contents, materials, and of course, your net rates you're used to from all other products. When is the best time to travel to Costa Rica? This is a very common question of interested travelers, so it's important to give a complete answer and make sure that the person really chooses the season as to what he or she is hoping to see and experience in our country. In Costa Rica, we always have to take into consideration 2 topics. The seasons, let's say, and the climate information, and also the natural phenomenons most travelers would actually like to experience during that trip. Let's start with the seasons. Costa Rica is divided by a central mountain range, which also divides climate in at least two major climate zones. Actually, we have a lot of microclimates throughout the country, but the two main influences are the Pacific and the Atlantic climate. On the Pacific side, we have a dry season during December to April, where there is almost no rain on that side of the country. So good months to travel are also November and May, with only few heavy rainfalls normally. This is a kind of transition period. The rest of the year, we have the rainy season, normally with sunny mornings and a light to heavy shower around midday. Afternoons are usually nice again. On the Atlantic side, it's quite humid all around the year, with a defined dry season or Caribbean summer during September and October, which are actually the months with the heaviest rainfalls on the Pacific coast. So if we have clients who want to travel during these 2 months, we can always suggest an itinerary with locations that are influenced by this Caribbean climate. And talking about the natural phenomenons, we have the predator migration on the Atlantic coast during August to November for bird watchers. Then we have the turtle nestling that can be watched in Tortuguero from July to October, or at the beach of Ostional on the northern Pacific coast in the second half of the year, once per month after new moon some days, and it takes also some days. These are really massive turtle arrivals, very impressive actually, but yet hard to plan beforehand, of course. Whereas in Tortuguero, you have a steady activity in almost all nights during the period of July to October. And if you would like to watch whales on the southern Pacific coast, you may come during the dry season from December to March, or during the rainy season from July to October. This last period is actually the more active period for the whales, and they come from the southern hemisphere during these months. So as you can see, Costa Rica is really a whole year through destination, and it will depend overall on what your client wants to experience during his trip. What should we have in mind, especially for the active bookings in September and October? Well, there are quite some things to check, so it would be good to know with some lead time if the clients really would like to travel or not. Because one of the first things to check are actually the new flight details. Maybe we have new dates or new departure times according to the limited options we're working with right now. So our sales team will reconfirm every hotel of each reservation, as some of them are actually still closed. And we would need to find an alternative hotel, which we will suggest to you after check. And then the clients need to be informed about the new migration conditions and hygiene protocols, which Daniel presented last week, and which you may always find as a video or PDF pictogram on our website. Please also take into consideration the special cancellation conditions that apply from 2 weeks before travel date. I tried to find a way to give you a good overview on the open and closed hotels per touristic zone in the country, but actually I didn't manage to put that in an understandable way, so I prefer to tell you the different ways hotels decide on their reopening date. Some of them, overall the big ones and the chain hotels, informed from the beginning of the crisis that they would not reopen until November. So that was clear from the beginning. But most of the smaller hotels take their decision on a monthly basis. So they open some weekends or specific periods where they have active reservations. Some hotels who also serve national public are already operating. So what we saw is that most websites are not really up to date, and there was relatively poor communication towards us. So that's why our sales team will check every reservation with each hotel and then inform you accordingly. In general, we can say the bigger hotels are closed until November, and the Tortuguero lodges will probably and hopefully open in October again. Now we get to the ARA Tours product. You know, you can find full content on all single services we offer on our Latin Connect product platform. There you'll find about 200 hotels in all types of categories. About 80% of them are already updated with their 2021 rates. There are still some 40 hotels missing, and we will update them bit by bit during the following weeks. I would just like to show you in live how you may filter them in order to really find what you're looking for. So I will show you our Latin Connect website. And if you choose Costa Rica as a country, and on the right-hand side, you have the service types, you choose accommodation, and then all our 200 hotels will be showed over there. So you have the chance to filter for region, if you know what region you're looking for, of course. You can also filter for location. We order the location among their region so that it's easier for you. Then you have the chance to filter for price ranges. You could put here the price of an overnight, but you will always be asked before to insert a travel date, so our database knows where to look. And you have also the chance to filter as to the classification of each hotel. So here you can find 2 to 3 star hotels, for example. And then we have quite a number of tags where you can also look for special all-inclusive hotels, hotels especially for bird watchers, for families, for honeymooners. All that can be filtered over here. Apart from the hotels, we offer 1.5 day excursions all around the country. I don't want to get into detail of that part today, as this will be the main topic of our next week's webinar. We still work with the same two quality rental car companies we have worked with in recent years, Adobe and Alamo Rent-A-Car. Maybe if you have checked rates for next year already, you might have seen that we have changed the way to display rental cars. We changed it from the daily rates towards the internationally used system of weekly rentals and additional days. We also converted into exact rates to avoid rounding differences. So that's a small change for next year you will be seeing on Latin Connect. When it comes to transfers, we can do that also in live. When it comes to the service type of transfers here, you also have these 4 tags to filter for collective transfers, private transfers, national flights, or airport transfers. Among the airport transfers, you will not only find transfers to and from the international airports, but also to and from the local airstrips, connecting them with the hotels around. Now I switch to the packages. We have the following packages in our program. Let's have a look on the packages here on Latin Connect. Here they are. So we have short round trips, we have individual round trips, self-drive tours, guided seat-in round trips, and guided private round trips. And in the presentation, I will start with the short round trips. These are packages offered by just one provider. Normally, they include transfers, meals, and also tours. The best example are the Tortuguero and the Corcovado packages. Both include accommodation, transfers, full board, local guides, and tours. And some of them even the national park entrance fees. We also offer some adventure packages, like the jungle overnight on a platform in the middle of the jungle at the Selva Bananito Lodge in the mountains behind the Atlantic coast, a tent overnight at the impressive Diamante waterfall on the way towards the south of the country. We offer some rural tourism experience, as Los Campesinos offer in the mountains behind Manuel Antonio. And of course, we also have rafting packages to the Rios Tropicales Lodge and also Pacuare Lodge on the shore of the Pacuare River. We also have some hiking short round trips as the Cerro Ena trekking. Cerro Ena is the neighbor mountain to the highest mountain of the country, Cerro Chiripo. And some other hiking packages as this one to the area of Turrialba, southeast of the capital. Now we get to the individual round trips. These are composed of different service providers, but also mostly include transfers and some local tours. We have some short packages, mostly combinations with the before mentioned Selva Bananito Lodge, which perfectly combines with Tortuguero, with the rafting on the Pacuare River. This is what we call the Green Paradise, actually. We offer some more trekking packages and our Costa Rica Free Pass, which is a combination of participating hotels in that program and shuttle transfers by Interbus. And last but not least, we also have some longer packages in that category with different hotel categories covering standard, superior, or even luxury hotels. Luxury, for example, in that itinerary called Unique Costa Rica. So there is something for everybody, and we are, of course, always aware to adjust these itineraries to your clients' needs and wishes. Our self-drive tours also cover different durations, topics, and hotel categories. Also, that 4 itineraries I just presented are now part of our product offer, and you find them in this category. If you're interested in any of these itineraries, just have a look on the day-by-day itinerary on Latin Connect and let us know if you need any changes. Our Costa Rica Free Pass in combination with rental car is also part of this category of the self-drive tours. Now we get to the guided seat-in round trips. These packages are shared with other international travelers, like our complete Costa Rica program of 7 nights, covering the highlights of the country, Tortuguero, Fortuna, and Monteverde, and may easily be combined with a beach stay on the Pacific coast, for example. Or we have our Pura Vida e-bike bicycle tour. From now on, we will operate it as a mixed program between regular bikers and e-bikers, as we've seen that many of them come together and they share the same passion for biking, so they can go on together. We guarantee the operation from 2 persons onwards, and the maximum number of participants is 10. You may find the departure dates and the current occupancy on Latin Connect, and the group may be mixed in languages, German, Spanish, or English, but English will always be a part of the languages the guide speaks. The itinerary is along some rural communities like Orosi, Turrialba, Sarapiquí, and Boca Tapada, with just one highlight region included, which is the Arenal region, and from there we skip to the beach of Samara, a calm bay to spend the last days of the tour relaxing at the beach. All of our seat-in itineraries may also be booked on a private basis, of course, and there are some more example itineraries available. It is a more exclusive and, of course, a more individual way to travel with a private guide showing you the country. And, of course, we can choose simple, comfort, or luxury hotels and really tailor it as to your client's wishes. With our luxury brand, Selected Moments, we are also in the position to convert a regular private tour to a real exclusive one. And we do that by adding some important values along the whole contact chain from the booking process towards the following up after the trip. And part of these values are, for example, a priority in the whole booking process, some gifts upon arrival, a donation to a social project in the country, small surprises throughout the trip, flexibility to arrange short-term changes, and again, some nice souvenirs to take back home. If you are interested in that package and you would like to get some more information, please just write us and we will send you the detailed offer. So in order to arrange an attractive travel offer to your clients, we are always and in all categories ready to tailor our offers. We want them to be an inspiration for you and then amend them to the client's wishes. That's our concept in general. Now, next topic, hygiene protocols in practice. Daniel told you last week the general hygiene protocols, which apply upon arrival and during the trip. Now, we have sent our colleague Cesar from the marketing department to some of our partner hotels in order to interview hotel staff and even some guests and get their comments on the implemented measures. And from all that material, he has made a documentary video, which you may find on our website among the protocols informations. You may find this documentary and a shorter video on the protocols applying from the different service providers such as rent-a-car, shuttle transfers, and hotels. All that on our website. In hotels, for example, guests will always be asked to wash or sanitize hands upon arrival. They will keep an eye on distance in all common areas and ask you to wear a mask or face shield in the interiors. At least this is the rule for now. And this, of course, could change in the future. And of course, there are many more protocols behind the scenes, like the meticulous disinfection of contact surfaces, staff policies like fixed groups of shifts, medical checks for staff, and many more. And guests will always be attended by hotel staff wearing a mask or a face shield. In restaurants, it's basically the same. Guests wash their hands upon arrival. The tables are located with the necessary distance, and you will be asked to protect yourself while moving around. Whereas the service staff always serves you with mask, and buffet-style meals will only be possible while guests are served and don't serve themselves. And there is a glass separator between food and people. In buses, you will find hand sanitizer when getting in. We will ask you to keep the same seat if you travel during several days with the same people in the same bus, just to be able to trace afterwards who was sitting next to whom. All passengers must actually wear a mask or a face shield within the buses during the transfers, including guide and driver. And we will ask you not to stand or walk in the aisle while the bus is moving. Interbus even communicated that they will be operating on a 50% of their capacity, so this gives enough space inside each unit to feel safe. Additionally, all pieces of luggage are disinfected while being stored, and the whole bus is disinfected twice per transfer before each service and also during the break. So you can see everybody is really concerned that travelers feel safe in all contexts. Also, the rental cars are well cleaned and sanitized before each pickup. They also clean by thermonebulation as soon as the vehicle is placed where it will be handed over to the client. So afterwards, nobody else but the client will enter the car. The key is disinfected in front of the client's eyes, and the delivery agent will always wear a mask or face shield while he's in contact with our clients. Now, You may find all information on the immigration and hygiene protocols on our website, aratours.com, in the COVID section. And there you will also find the 2 videos I mentioned about the protocols. In this second category, you will find daily updated information on the corona activity and measures taken by the local government. And last but not least, you find the link towards our 4 special itineraries to discover Costa Rica now. This is actually what I wanted to tell you today. Now we have some time for questions if there are any. You can use the question function on your tool. Let's have a look if there are any questions. I can't see any until now. No? So it seems that everything was clear. That's good. So we will still have one more webinar next week with the title Costa Rica, a destination full of experiences. And this will be about the many different activities and experience we can offer all around the country. It will take place at the same time, so 4 o'clock in Central Europe. I would be happy to see you then. And thank you very much for your time and interest. See you hopefully next week. Have a good time, stay safe, and bye-bye.